Day 9. Matching 1.
Listen to the introduction about Tower Bridge and complete the summary. Use words or phrases from the box. There are more words in the box than you need. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the talk.
Tower Bridge is located in one of the most interesting parts of London. On either top of the tower, you can get a bird's-eye view of the wonderful scenery all round Tower Bridge. On its south side are many tall old buildings. On its north side stands the Tower of London itself. But Tower Bridge, the first bridge over the Thames, as you travel to London from the sea, is the most famous of them all. Although they look the same age, the tower is almost 1,000 years old, and Tower Bridge, which was built in the 1890s, is just over 100. Because of the tall ships up and down the Thames, it was proposed in 1850 that a bridge across the Thames near the tower was most necessary. However, the designers argued about the new bridge for about 30 years. They took so long because they had two big problems. One is that the new bridge must look like the old tower, and the other is that the bridge must not look like a modern bridge. They made it look like the old tower, so everyone was happy. Besides, the most surprising thing about Tower Bridge is that it opens in the middle, while big ships are going through to the Pool of London. If you're lucky enough to see the bridge with its two opening arms high in the air, you'll never forget it. The bridge took 8 years to build and cost £900,000, a lot of money in those days. But it was a wonderful success and became a famous tourist attraction in London on the day when the bridge was completed. 100 years ago, the Thames was once London's busiest traffic route, so that the bridge opened at least 12 times a day. Today, big ships don't go so far up the Thames. Tower Bridge opens perhaps only twice a week, but the same wonderful machinery is still in good condition. Green, yellow and red, the colourful wheels and engines look smart and new, not 100 years old. They still lift the two heavy opening arms, each 1,000 tons, leaving 70 metres for the ships to go through. And they still can open and close the bridge in 1.5 minutes. Things are changing greatly now at Tower Bridge. The horses that used to help with pulling have gone, and so have the tugs, for they're no longer necessary. The walkways from one tower to the other at the top of the bridge were closed years ago because so many people jumped off them into the Thames, which is said to open again soon. In addition, the beautiful wheels will be part of a special exhibition for the public to visit. There'll be a restaurant in one of the towers and a pub in the other. But whatever happens in its exciting future, Tower Bridge will always mean London.
Matching 3.
Listen to the following conversation and choose your answers from the box below. There are more words than spaces, so you will not use them all. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the conversation. Well, come on then. Let's see what you've bought.
Let me get my coat off first. What a day! The shops are packed and trying to get served is murder. I got most of what I wanted, but I think I'll have to go back up another day for a few more odds and ends.
What is this? A camera?
Yes, I got it for my sister's boyfriend. They're always going off at the weekend, bird watching, And they were saying the other day that they needed a new one. It was incredibly expensive. It put me back £30.50. Can you imagine?
Gosh, those cufflinks are nice. Are they real gold?
Good heavens, no. They're only metal and leather. I thought I'd give them to my father-in-law. He's the only one I know who actually wears cufflinks these days. I thought they were quite a bargain, only £13.60.
Yes. That cocktail shaker looks nice. It's not silver, is it?
No, I'm afraid not. Just metal. I got it for my doctor.
Your doctor?
Yes, I always give her something. It's a tradition. It was quite cheap, only 10 quid.
What else have you got then?
Well, I found this really nice scarf. You'd like it.
Oh, yes. How soft it is. It must be cashmere or something.
I think it's a mixture of wool and silk, actually. I'm going to give it to my mother-in-law. They're her sort of colours.
And what about this toolkit? I suppose that's for Tom, and that old banger he's got.
Well, no, I bought that for my mother, actually. She's always saying she wants one for the car and never gets around to buying one. I'm not surprised. The price it cost.
How much was it? I could do with one myself.
It was £15, I think. Look, there's the label. £15.30.
Gosh.
And then I got this pair of pyjamas. Aren't they wonderful? They're silk, just like the ones in that TV ad. I got them for my brother. Do you think he'll like them?
Wow. I bet they cost a fortune.
Yes. £40.
Well, he'd better like them, hadn't he? I think your budget isn't in the same bracket as mine.
Matching 4.
You will hear a telephone conversation between two people discussing car rental. Look at questions 1 to 11 and fill in the summary with the missing words from the following box. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the telephone conversation.
Hello, Hertz Cars.
Good afternoon. Is that Hertz Car Rental?
It is. What can I do for you?
I'd like some information about renting cars in the States, please.
Certainly, madam. What would you like to know?
Well, I just wanted to get some information about how much it costs and so on.
Of course. Well, let me start by asking, are you going by yourself or with someone else? Or with other...
Yes, I'm going with my husband, and we're going with friends, another married couple.
Right, so that's 4 adults, no children or anything.
No, just us.
So you'll be looking at the smaller car range, I should think?
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, the 4 smaller car categories are J and A, both subcompact, then B compact.
Compact?
Yes, subcompact is something like a Ford Escort. Compact, a Mercury, a Mercury Lynx, for example. And C, mid-size, the size of a Ford Fairmont, that sort of size.
I see. We've got an Escort ourselves, actually, so I know that one. But what's the difference between the others?
Well, you could think about the seating, for example. Category C cars seat 5 adults, but you don't need that, do you? The other 3, J, A and B, seat 4 adults. Then there's luggage capacity to think about. Actually, there's not much difference there. They all hold about the same amount of luggage. Are you travelling with a lot of luggage?
No, just normal.
Well, we don't need to worry about that then. Now, another thing to think about is how many miles per gallon you can get out of the car. The first 3 do 29 miles to the gallon, but Category C only does 22, so you'll be paying more for petrol if you rent that one.
I see.
And in fact, the full tank in Category C cars doesn't last so long. I mean, on a full tank with the first 3 categories, You can do 328 miles, but with Category C it's only 308.
Oh, well, let's forget Category C then. Could we just check that I've understood everything correctly so far? The others all hold 4 adults, have the same luggage space and do, 29 miles per gallon? And you can get 308 miles out of a full tank. Have I got that right?
Yes. No, not 308. 328 miles on a full tank.
Oh, right. 328 miles. Now the important question. What about costs? What do they all cost?
Well, Category J costs £89 per week, Category A £109, and Category B £119.
Right. Oh, what's the difference between J and A, by the way? You said before that they were both subcompact.
Yes, A, which is slightly more expensive, is automatic, whereas J is only manual.
I see. Right, I've got all that. Well, I must go and discuss it with the others, and then I'll get back to you. Thanks for your help. It's been very useful.
Not at all. Glad to be of assistance. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Matching 5.
Listen to a travel agent talking about interesting places to visit in Wales. Match the correct activities and beaches with each place. Some of the choices may be used more than once. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the talk. The trouble with a long weekend in Wales is that a long weekend is too short. There just isn't enough weekend for what Wales has to offer. Take the Welsh coastline. Whichever way you like your sand, you'll find it in Wales. For the active, there are surfing beaches all round the coast. At Marlow Sands, at Aberdaron, and particularly at Rhossili Beach on the Gower Peninsula, which offers some of the best surf in Europe. Sailing, too, is widely available with yachting centres such as Tenby in the south, Aberdyfi in mid-Wales, and Abersoch on the Lyn Peninsula in the north. There are big open beaches and there are small secluded bays and coves. The 6 miles of Pendine Sands, for instance, in Carmarthen Bay, are so long and wide that they are frequently used for different kinds of racing events. While Llandwyn Bay, on a southern corner of Anglesey, offers 4 miles of sand and dune and countless vantages for the spectacular view across the bay to Snowdonia. Barrowfandle Bay in the Pembrokeshire National Park is as secluded as they come, and like Munt, a golden sandy beach trapped in a tiny sheltered cove at the southern end of Cardigan Bay, basks in tranquility. And of course, there are many old fishing villages, Llangrannog and Barmouth among them, whose charm has increased as the fleets of ships have declined. These days, you see, the fishing in Wales is much more for pleasure than profit. For sea fishermen, rivers like the Dee and the Usk provide some of the most available salmon fishing in the UK. Is it any wonder that Wales lures fishermen in droves? And is it any wonder that there are hundreds of cosy lake and riverside inns to accommodate them? Wales is teeming with interesting places to stay and interesting things to do.
Day 10. Matching the pictures 1.
Listen to the conversation between Daniel, a Spanish student, and Kira from Greece. Kira is asking about medicine for a cold. And then answer the following questions. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the conversation. Hello, Daniel. How are you?
Not so bad, thanks. What about you?
To tell the truth, I've got a terrible cold. Achoo!
Oh, sorry to hear that. Poor you. Maybe it's the change in the weather, or maybe you've been working too hard lately.
Well, it must be the weather. Achoo!
Bless you. Have you taken any medicine?
No, I haven't. Can you recommend anything?
Now, let me see. I got some tablets a couple of months ago when I had a cold.
Do you remember the name?
Not exactly, but they were black and white capsules, sort of cylindrical shaped, and the label on the bottle had a name printed at the top in block letters, and I think the bottle was square. I'm not exactly sure. The name might have been something like Vigilan or Vegilan.
How is it spelt?
If I remember correctly, it's Vegilan.
Vegilan. I'll just make a note of that. Thanks.
Not at all, and I hope you feel better soon.
Me too. By the way, Daniel, where's the nearest chemist?
Oh, that's easy. From here you go directly south to the 2nd Main Street, and then you turn left. Continue straight along past the church, and at the next intersection turn right. It's on the left, the second shop after the bank, which is on the corner. You can't miss it.
I think I know it. It's just opposite the shoe shop, and there's a greengrocer's between it and the bank.
You got it. Mind how you go.
Thanks. Well, I'm off now. Bye.
Cheerio. See you soon.
Matching the pictures 2.
The phone rings in Pierre's room. Hilary has just been informed that Pierre's flight will be delayed by 2 hours. So Pierre decides to visit the shopping centre in Southtown. As you listen, mark the route Hilary describes on the map below and indicate the beginning of the main shopping street. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the conversation. Hello? Hello?
Pierre Farabolini speaking.
Mr. Farabolini, this is Hilary Beecham from Compact.
Oh, hello, Hilary.
I've got some bad news for you. I've just checked with the airport and I've heard that your plane will be delayed by 2 hours.
I see. Well, what do you think?
Well, first of all, your taxi is due to arrive in half an hour.
Well, I really don't want to spend all that time waiting at the airport. Could you book it a bit later?
Yes, certainly.
So I think I'll go into South Town and do a bit of shopping, buy a few presents for the family. Where's the best place to go to look at the shops?
It's quite difficult to explain. Let me think. It'd be much easier if you had a map.
Just a moment. I've got one in my pocket, right.
OK. In that case, I'll explain how to get to the town centre from the hotel. It's about a 15-minute walk, or you could go by taxi.
No, I'm quite happy to stretch my legs.
Well, you turn right out of the hotel and carry straight on for about 200 metres. Then you come to a roundabout. Take the first exit. To go left.
So, right out of the hotel, then I go straight on until I come to a roundabout, and then I take the first exit.
Yes, that's right. Then you walk along there for about another 150 metres, and then you come to another roundabout. There you go right.
So I go to the next roundabout and turn right.
Yes. And then you carry on for another 100 metres, and then you come to a third roundabout. There you go straight over the roundabout, and then take the first left.
Hang on a minute. Let me just check that I've got that. I go to the next roundabout, go straight over, and then take the first on my left.
Yes. Then at the next junction, turn right and then immediately left. And that's the beginning of the main shopping area.
OK. Just let me go over that last bit. I carry on until the next junction and turn left and then right.
No, the other way round. At the junction, you turn right and then left.
OK, I've got it. Thanks very much.
Oh, don't mention it. I hope you find something for your family. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. I'll ask the taxi to collect you from the hotel at 5 o'clock.
At 5, that's fine.
Bye.
Bye.
Matching the pictures 3.
Mr. John Tankle and his wife Rose Tankle, the owners of a private hotel, are waiting for a guest to check in. Study the example and questions 1 to 6. For each question, there are 4 pictures. Decide which of the pictures best corresponds to what you hear on the tape. Circle the letter under that picture. The first one has been done for you as an example. First, you have some time to read the questions. Now, listen to the conversation. Hello, Evergreen Hotel, can I help you?
Yes, good afternoon. I wonder if you have a single room with a private bathroom for tonight, please.
Let me just check. Single room with private bathroom just for tonight. Yes, we have a vacancy. Would you like to make a booking?
No, I'll come around now if that's okay. What's the address, please?
239 Smith Street.
I'll just write that down. 239 Smith Street. OK, I'll see you in about 30 minutes.
Goodbye. John, we've got a guest coming. We can put her in number 8.
Dear me, it's getting dark earlier and earlier. What time is it, Rose?
4:30.
Oh, that Mr. Lieber should be checking in soon, shouldn't he?
He said in his letter that his flight was due in at 3:10 and that he'd be coming straight here from the airport. By the time he gets here, it'll probably be 5:30. There's a lot of traffic at this time of day. Wait a minute. There's someone coming in now.
Hello, good to see you. You must be Mr. Lieber. How was your flight?
Not too bad. Once I've had a shower and a shave, though, I'll be a different person.
Hello, Mr. Lieber. You got in earlier than expected. It's just gone 4:30.
Yes, well, the traffic wasn't too bad. My flight came in 15 minutes earlier as well.
And that's the TV lounge over there. Now, breakfast is at 8 and dinner at 6. Well, here's the key to your room. I think you'll like it. Number 7's on the first floor, next door to the bar. It's got a lovely view. It looks onto the lake and the park.
Oh, by the way, I'm expecting somebody over in about 20 minutes. As soon as I've unpacked, I'll come downstairs. So could you tell him that I'll be waiting in the TV lounge?
Yes, certainly.
He's an Australian, a very tall man with glasses. You can't miss him.
I'll keep an eye open for him. Oh, by the way, will you be wanting an early morning alarm call?
Later that afternoon, after his meeting, Mr. Lieber asked Mrs. Tankle for street directions. As you listen, decide which picture best fits the information given. Hello, Mr. Lieber. Your visitor found you.
Yes, thanks. Listen, I have to get into town. Which is the best way to get to the city centre from here?
It's not very far at all. There's a taxi rank in the square just at the end of the street here, or you could even walk. It's about half an hour's walk, if you're not feeling too jet-lagged. There's a train service from Martin Street Station. but it'd take you about 15 minutes to get to the station from here. What part of the city do you want?
I need to get to the Australian consulate. Do you know where that is?
Let me have a look. Oh, right. Your best bet in that case would be the bus. There's a stop on the opposite side of this road. Can you see it? Just past that red coach. You can get off at the Grey Hall. It's, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 3 stops down. Better ask the conductor to tell you when you're there, just to be on the safe side. When you're at Grey Hall, just keep on walking to the end of the block. Turn left into MacDonald Street and you'll see a big cinema on the right. The consulate's just opposite. You can't miss it.
Yeah. Opposite the cinema in MacDonald Street. That sounds easy enough. Thanks very much. See you at dinner. 5:30, wasn't it?